What's up guys, my name is Matt and welcome to a Nancy Drew video. It's been about a year, at least a year since I've done one, and that's probably because the original way I was recording this recorded like half the time, so I had to continually re-record them, which I didn't want to do anymore, so I decided to stop for now. But now I have discovered a better way of recording things, so I'm going to be trying this out, and surprise surprise, this is the second time I'm recording this. This is actually, for once, not because of the recording of the game, it's recording of the audio. I actually had my mic muted the whole time. So there would be no audio, and I would not want to put you guys through another no audio video. So let's just jump straight into this.
Welcome to my latest case, Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. To start, choose Junior or Senior Detective. If you're new to adventure games or need some help, click on Tutorial.
Go ahead and pick Senior Detective.
Dear Hannah, here I am at the railroad station along with a handful of other detectives about to board a train bound for who knows where. The only person who knows where we're going is Lori Gerard. That's the young woman who invited everyone. Actually, she didn't really invite me. She invited Frank and Joe Hardy, and they invited me. And I've always wanted to join forces with the Hardy boys. I just hope this doesn't turn out to be another one of Lori's silly attempts to grab publicity. Some people can be a little too rich and a little too famous for their own good.
All aboard!
Wish me luck. Love, Nancy.
Well, people, now that our little orientation tour is over, let's get started. Okay, I, again, am Lori Gerard, and the first thing I want to do is thank you all for coming. John Gray. I am so thrilled that you're taking time out from that TV show of yours to do some ghost hunting here with us. I mean, Ghost Chasers is like the best cable show ever. And Charlena Purcell. I cannot tell you how much I adore those romance novels you write. Your characters just seem so real. And all that stuff you know about the Old West, you are just awesome. And Tino Balducci. Only the most famous police detective in the country. And then there's Frank and Joe Hardy. They're amateur detectives. My dad and their dad are old friends. And you must be the other amateur detective, their friend? Natalie?
Nancy Drew?
Whatever. All right, I'll bet you're wondering where we're going. Well, we're going to Copper Gorge, Colorado. Why? To solve the mystery of what happened to Jake Hurley, the man who originally owned this train. Because see, one day in 1903, this train was found in a place called Blue Moon Canyon, which was out in the middle of the Nevada desert. Only the engineer was on board, and he was dead. As for Jake Hurley, he had disappeared from the face of the earth. Oh, and two more things. Before he disappeared, Jake was rumored to have found the richest gold mine in the world. And the train he owned, this train, his wife Camille died on it while they were going to the gold fields. It was rumored to be haunted.
She's gone.
Oh my gosh.
What in the world?
What the?
Hey, what's going on?
People should never go tampering with things they don't understand.
Oh, brother.
It's okay. Everybody just stay calm. No need to panic. I'll get to the bottom of this.
Well, Nancy, you're up on all that social etiquette stuff. What are you supposed to do when your hostess vanishes into thin air?
You detective.
If I don't seem concerned, it's because I'm not. Lori Gerard is a young woman whose only goal in life is to be famous. She craves attention and habitually uses her father's considerable wealth to get it.
So you think her disappearing like that is just some kind of publicity stunt?
I just think she couldn't resist showing off in front of all of us minor celebrities. What was your name again?
Nancy Drew. You and I have actually met. Sort of. I called you not too long ago when I was at Shadow Ranch. You gave me some information about Dirk Valentine.
Ah, Nancy Drew.
You don't remember me, do you?
No.
What else do you know about Jake Hurley?
Psst, Nancy,
Shut up, Joe, I'm talking.
come here.
Excuse me for a second.
Bro, got a pencil. epic. Nope, talk to these guys.
Hey, Nance.
Where have you two been?
I followed Tino Balducci.
And I went after John Gray. He went straight to the room in the car that used to be Camille's and didn't come out again. I could hear all these weird noises coming from inside.
Any idea what he was doing?
I was just about to go in, but the next thing I know, Joe's got my arm in a vice grip and is dragging me back here, babbling about how Balducci's our guy.
He found something on the floor right where Lori was standing when the train went dark. I saw him pick it up and put it in his pocket. Then he left.
Did you see what it was?
When I tried to talk to him, he just kind of brushed me aside and said something snotty like, "I'm on the job here, Junior, so just go back to the playground and stay out of the way." In case you two hadn't noticed, we're not getting a lot of respect around here. Can't we at least tell Balducci that we do stuff for ATAC?
You know the rules.
ATAC?
American Teens Against Crime. We do a lot of undercover work for them.
Wonder Cop's probably never even been undercover.
Joe, let it go. What'd Charlena have to say?
She thinks Lori is faking this whole disappearance thing.
She's not the only one.
How can you say that? You heard Lori scream.
Anybody can scream, Joe. Especially girls whose fathers have given them acting lessons along with everything else they've ever wanted.
What about you, Nancy? What do you think?
Frank.
I kind of agree with Frank.
You've got to be kidding.
No, I'm not kidding.
Do you think maybe one of Lori's other guests is in on her disappearance?
It's certainly possible.
From the way she talked, it didn't sound like she knew any of them.
Maybe that's what she wanted us to think.
Or maybe that's what one of them wanted her to think.
Well, whether Lori disappeared by force or by choice, what we've got to do now is find her.
Absolutely.
Has anyone talked to the engineer?
Not that I know of.
Then I'm going to head up front and tell him what's happened. Maybe he knows something we don't.
Good idea. In the meantime, we'll take another look around in here.
Great. Catch you later.
Gonna talk to Train Boy.
Engineer, what do you want?
Hello, I'm one of the passengers, and I just thought you should know that Lori Gerard has disappeared.
So?
Fair enough.
Did you know she was going to disappear?
Hey, all I know is I take orders from Miss Gerard, okay? Right now my orders are to get this train to Copper Gorge non-stop. And until Miss Gerard tells me otherwise, that's what I'm gonna do.
But Lori may not even be on the train anymore.
Look, Miss Gerard may not be a rocket scientist or anything, but even she knows better than to jump off a moving train.
But-
Now, if you'll excuse me, I got me a train to run.
You sure we don't know she won't jump off the thing? Bro, you sure about that?
A square and a duck. It looks like this thing opens up.
We got a
But
square
how?
goose over here.
Looks like some sort of steam valve.
Okay, gotta connect all the pipes. I don't know how many pipes there are.
What have you got?
See you soon.
You know where to find us.
I thought we'd talk more about, but I don't remember actually. My memory is garbage. We're calling talk to Bess. This is from email provider. Okay, it's garbage.
It looks like there's something behind this painting, but I can't seem to
We
move
tried
it.
yoinking it harder.
Sadie Crawford.
Okay. Kid ballerina shoes. Nope. Kentucky is.
Yes?
What are you working on?
I'm writing my next book. I'm on a deadline, so until I write those two most wonderful of all three-letter words, the end, everywhere I go, my laptop goes, and every chance I get, I write.
What else do you know about Jake Hurley? You know, the man who originally owned this train?
Wealthy, imaginative, adventurous, stubborn, egocentric, and most importantly, he was smitten at the age of 35 by a young French woman named Camille Voulet, who died about a year after they were married.
When did he buy this train?
Sometime in the 1870s, he decided to seek his fortune out west, so he had this train custom built so that he, and some years later his wife, could traverse the mountains and plains in relative comfort.
So he went west and became a miner?
All anyone knows for sure is that years after Camille's death, he showed up in Denver with a pouch full of gold nuggets and semi-precious stones, which he used to purchase mining supplies. He refused to say how he'd come by them, which of course led to speculation that he had found a fantastically rich vein somewhere. Although to this day, its existence remains unsubstantiated and its location quite unknown.
Why do you think Lori invited you on this trip?
No doubt because I'm such an authority on life in the Old West, and because I'm so good at using old information to unearth new information. My knack for research is, well, it's a gift.
I should get going.
Let me know if you run across anything juicy.
Find an orange. Want an orange? That's pretty juicy. An apple. A lemon. Ooh.
Pretty. Looks like
At least
some
nobody
kind of
noticed that,
gemstone.
bro. Emergency brake. Let's not touch that. And we got a puzzle. See if I can do this again. Okay. That goes there. I think this one goes here. That one goes there. This one goes here. There. There. I don't know which. That goes there. I know that for sure. That goes there. That goes there. It's just... Oh, I forgot to turn this one around. Gosh. There we go.
Left pickaxe and lamp with buell for safekeeping. To open what's closed, lead is the key. Or is it lead is the key?
Buell. Who's Buell?
This must have been the sleeping car.
I read this poem before. It didn't seem to be important. It might be important later, you never know.
I need 4 numbers to unlock this, and there's, what, 10,000 possible combinations? Guessing
I
could
got time,
take me a
bro.
while.
I don't start school for another couple of days. Actually, by the time this goes out, I probably started school by now. Dumb phone, I'll be ignoring it and closing the door. It's not my problem right now. It's a future me problem.
Hi, you're that Nancy person. How you doing? John Gray.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I've seen your TV show.
Then I don't have to explain what I'm doing.
Yeah, you do.
Right now I'm taking time-lapse electromagnetic readings and recording background noise. This was Camille's private car. If she had something to do with Lori's disappearance, analyzing these readings may give me a clue as to Lori's whereabouts.
Are you saying that Camille's ghost kidnapped Lori?
What to most people are ghosts are actually temporary distortions in local electromagnetic fields caused by the presence of residual psychic energy generated by the person or persons who frequented that particular locale. And that's my working theory, at least.
That's very interesting.
It's all very scientific. But the fact is, Lori's missing, and I, for one, am doing everything in my power to find her. The vibes I'm getting make me think she could be in serious trouble.
Charlena Purcell thinks Lori is just playing some kind of joke on us.
Charlena Purcell writes romance novels. End of comment.
Is Lori a friend of yours?
First time I met her was when I boarded this train with all the rest of you. I knew her by reputation, of course, like everyone else who reads the tabloids. It doesn't appear that anyone aboard this train is her friend.
Maybe she planned it that way.
You mean so we concentrate all our efforts on finding Jake Hurley? Possible, although she really doesn't strike me as being the planning type.
What do you think of Tino Balducci?
I kind of feel sorry for the guy. After catching those bank robbers, he can't just be a good cop anymore. He's got to be a great cop. Tough to perform under that kind of pressure.
Well, I'll catch you later.
Okay,
Take
so
care.
I can't play on the piano because... Ooh, a book. Actually, I didn't look at this before. I'll take that. Yoink.
The
I never
Little
saw this
Book
before,
of
actually.
Samplers.
Nope. Turn the page, gosh, dude. Ooh. This is interesting. I'm not gonna read all that. There's a lot to read. But yeah, playing the piano, he'll get mad at me for that. Playing this game, though.
This looks like
I'll
some
like
sort of
win this.
game.
Last one took me 2 tries. Let's see if I can beat that in just 1 try. Actually, no, it took 3 tries. I'm just bad at the game. Yes.
I did it!
And now I got sheet music.
Wonder what's in here.
Camp Town Races. Okay. I didn't read what it was last time. Okay, I think
It's
we can get some
locked.
sorts.
Thomasina O'Neill. Looks like Camille was teaching
This is
herself how to
actually
play the
right,
piano.
which makes my music brain happy.
Looks like some kind of sewing sampler. I wonder if there's a relationship between those symbols and those numbers.
Huh. Maybe.
I wonder what's under here, and what the deal is with those weird-looking
Either get
bolts.
like the lines line up or have the arrows point to them. So one or the other. Oh, phone call.
Hello?
Nancy, hi, it's me.
Hi, Bess.
And me.
Hey, George, what's up?
What's up? You're the one who's on the train with a bunch of famous people. You tell us. This is torture, Nancy. I'm dying of curiosity here.
Bess, just calm down.
Oh, like you're not just as curious as I am. She's the one who insisted we call you Nancy.
Only because you're driving me crazy. I'm supposed to be helping her paint her room, but every other brushstroke she's like, where do you think she is now? How do you think the Hardy Boys are doing? Why do you think she hasn't called? What do you think Laurie Gerard is wearing?
Oh, George, that is so not true. I could care less what Laurie Gerard is wearing. So come on, Nancy. You're on a train full of famous people bound for who knows where. So dish already, would ya?
Bess, calm down. Look what you did. You got paint in my hair.
I'm sorry. You know, actually, that looks kind of cool.
Nice try, Bess.
No, really.
You're just saying that because you're afraid I'll bail and you'll wind up having to paint this dump all by yourself.
George, I kid you not. You should seriously think about doing some major highlights in that color.
What color is it?
Yo, Adobe
Adobe
Beige, let's
Beige?
go,
Nice
bro.
try, Bess.
That's a
What's
epic
going on,
color,
Nan?
bro.
Our hostess has disappeared.
What do you mean, disappeared?
I mean, the train went into a tunnel, everything went dark, and when the train came out of the tunnel, no Lori. She just disappeared.
What do you mean?
Publicity
What do you
stunt.
mean disappeared? What part of disappeared do you not mean?
My thoughts exactly.
Remember the time she was allegedly kidnapped from her Vegas hotel room?
Yeah, the guy across the hall just happened to have a camera and got it all on tape.
It made the evening news in practically every city in the country. And then there was her daring escape the next morning.
Only it turns out she faked the whole thing.
Of course, she claims her ex-boyfriend faked it to get back at her. She thought she was really being kidnapped.
Like anybody believes that.
Sounds to me like somebody has been spending a lot of time reading the tabloids.
George has.
Very funny. So what else is going on?
Before she disappeared, Lori told us that the purpose of this train trip is to find out what happened to Jake Hurley, the train's original owner.
Was he murdered or something?
No one knows. He was married to a woman named Camille, but she died, and he eventually vanished while mining for gold. His train was found abandoned in Blue Moon Canyon, Nevada, with no one on board but his dead engineer.
Whoa, spooky.
Have any theories?
Not yet, but the train is also rumored to be haunted by his dead wife.
So first Hurley's wife dies, then Hurley vanishes, then the engineer dies, then Lori vanishes. A pattern, maybe?
Bess, do us all a favor and leave the detective work to Nancy, okay?
Someone's gonna die, and the ghost did it.
Has either of you been to Copper Gorge, Colorado?
Never heard of the place. Why?
Well, that's where the train I'm on is headed. Apparently Jake Hurley buried his wife Camille there after she died on the train.
She died on the train? Ew, creepy.
John Gray has set up a bunch of equipment in Camille's train car in hopes of documenting distortions in the electromagnetic field caused by her residual energy.
Say what?
He's looking for Camille's ghost. Don't you ever watch him on TV?
Just because I watch him doesn't mean I understand him.
Talk to you soon.
We'll be right here.
Yeah, washing the paint out of our
Okay.
hair.
Hey, Nancy, right?
That's right, Nancy Drew.
Amateur detective, huh? Ever thought about becoming a real detective? You know, like me?
Well, I don't know. Do you like what you do?
I love it. You, heard about those bank robberies I solved, right?
Yes, I sure did.
Baffling case. Two-man team at 17 banks in 3 states in 5 days. FBI had no idea who the perps were. But after forcing their vehicle to a stop, confronting them, despite the fact that they were armed and giving chase, I single-handedly made the call.
Really insane. 2 people robbing 17 banks in 3 different states in 5 days. That's ridiculous.
I heard all they had was a plastic knife from a carry-out chicken place.
You heard wrong. You see, Nancy, when somebody does something really remarkable in this country, the first thing everybody else does is try to tear them down. Reporters, late-night comedians, even some of my fellow officers, all have been spreading vicious lies about me. Why? Because they've never done anything remarkable in their sorry little lives, and they're jealous. Anyway, you should look around in here. Lots of interesting stuff. This was Jake's private car, you know.
I understand that you found something on the floor in the dining car.
Yeah, at first I thought it was an old coin, but it turned out to be some kind of slug.
Where do you think it came from?
Probably been lying there for 100 years. May have served a purpose back then, but now, worthless.
May I see it?
Sure. In fact, here, keep it. Wear it around your neck or something. That way, when people ask you where you got it, you can tell them Tino Balducci gave it to you.
People are gonna be like, yo, you got that from the Tino Balducci, bro?
Oh, thank you.
What else can I do for you?
So, what do you think happened to Lori?
She could have been kidnapped. She could have been tossed off the train. She could be hiding from us. But I obviously won't know which until I've gathered all the facts.
When do you think that will be?
I'll know the facts when I know the facts. The truth can't be rushed, you know.
Have you had a chance to talk to Charlena Purcell?
Now, why would I want to do a thing like that?
You don't like her?
I can't stand those sappy books she writes. And seeing as I said as much during an interview on national TV once, it's a pretty safe bet she doesn't like me.
Have you talked to John Gray?
The ghost guy? Total quack. Only reason I talked to him would be to arrest him for fraud.
Hope I didn't take up too much of your time.
Don't mention it.
Pickaxe missing.
Wonder what Jake used this for.
Carbid? I don't know what carbid's for. Okay.
Another gemstone.
Got a lot of things here. Oh, wait. Oh, what? Yeah, lead. Said lead will be the way. So 82. I gotta remember that. Oh, well, that's all it's gonna show me. Okay, how to identify gemstones. Don't really need that.
Looks like an old-fashioned cigar box. Wonder why it's locked.
I didn't notice that before.
Camille with Hager Anderson and Chantilly Hildegard.
Some slugs, which I didn't know coins would be called slugs, but it's news to me still.
J.H. for Jake Hurley, obviously. Must be Jake's insignia.
Back to this puzzle again. I did this before. And I don't think this is gonna be all the pipes. Okay, almost there, boys. Epic, got that one done.
There, all done.
Don't know why I can't pick that up, that gemstone. And
Another gemstone.
Papio.
Eliza Sandberger.
Okay.
An old scale. Strange. It seems to be built into the wall.
Sorry, I am messaging a friend.
Those symbols look like the ones I saw in that sampler. That square in that
Wait,
deck
actually
looked very
do it?
familiar.
Oh, I didn't do this last time. Yo. I guess the pickaxe goes there. This is new territory, actually. It's been... Oh. Okay. Guess I guess stuff goes there? Episode out. The doll. Actually not. Tune off the shelf, literally. Apologies. Yeah, that's just hard to read altogether. Oh. 8 slug, I'll yoink that quickly.
Silver. What do all those colors have to do with
yo.
silver?
I'm gonna write this down quickly. So, orange, blue, green, red, purple. AG is actually silver, and that's the box we saw earlier. I'll probably do that in the next episode.
Looks like to make this thing, whatever it is, I'm going to need a spyglass, a pickaxe, and a lamp. Citrine, amethyst, zircon.
They are indeed
Those are all gemstones, I think.
I would know this because I am a nerd for gemstones and such.
According to that diagram I found, those 6 gemstones are supposed to go in these 6 holders, but I have no idea which one goes where.
Okay.
I need a spyglass. If I had a lamp, this is where I'd put it.
I don't know.
Wonder what's supposed to go here. Looks like I need to enter 8 letters into this thing. The question is, which 8 letters?
Yeah, that'll be interesting. And this is a number code thing. Not even a number code, actually. Let's just brute force it, boys. Yo. I am killing this so far. Oh.
Lori?
Oh my gosh! I never thought you'd be the one to find me. No offense. Nadine?
Nancy. Nancy Drew.
Well, as you can see, I wasn't really spirited away by ghosts or anything. That bookshelf in the dining car, you step on this thing in the floor in there, and it slides open. I practiced disappearing for weeks.
Was anyone else in on the trick?
Just the engineer, and all he did was keep his mouth shut. See, here's the deal. My dad wound up with this train when he bought out Noram Shipping. They'd been storing it in this old warehouse outside St. Louis for so long that everybody had just forgotten about it. Anyway, after like mass begging on my part, Dad had the train restored to working condition and got me an engineer and track permits and all that other stuff until finally, here we are, on our way to find out what happened to Jake Hurley.
Why do you need a train to find out what happened to him?
Well, see, I was one of the first people in like 100 years to set foot on this train, okay? Everything was just the way it was when Jake disappeared. Except, I also found this. It's a letter that Jake wrote in 1901 to his niece back east. He was real paranoid about claim jumpers, which is why he never told anyone where his mine was. But he was also afraid something would happen to him and no one would ever know where it was. So he wrote this letter to his only living relative, Ruth Kensington. Here, take it.
You want me to have it?
Why? Because you found me. See, in that letter, Jake tells Ruth that everything she needs to figure out where his mine is on this train. He also warns her that his wife's spirit is on the train too, which kind of creeps me out. But the thing is, to find Jake's lost mine, we need the train.
How do you know this Ruth person didn't find the mine decades ago?
Mostly because I found that letter in the wastebasket. It was like she'd gotten so ticked off, trying to follow her nutty uncle's clues, that she finally said to heck with the whole thing.
What about the other people you invited on this trip?
If you want to show them that letter, go ahead. It's totally up to you. We're going to Copper Gorge because that's where Jake buried Camille, so I figured his mine might be somewhere around there too. But if you think we need to go somewhere else, you just let me know and I'll have the engineer take us there.
How come you didn't try to find the mine yourself?
Maybe I did. Or maybe I just thought letting other people try to find it would be a good excuse to throw a party. I like parties.
How well do you know your guests?
Well, I don't know you or those Harvey guys at all.
Hardy. Frank and Joe Hardy.
Whatever. I didn't know John Gray before this either, but I love his show, and I figured he'd jump at the chance to investigate an honest-to-goodness haunted train, and now that someone has finally found me, I can finally go meet him for real.
What about Tino Balducci?
I met Tino right after he got famous for solving those robberies. Inviting him here for this was a no-brainer. I mean, what an awesome detective. And those piercing eyes of his, you just know his mind's in there going 90 miles an hour.
How well do you know Charlena Purcell?
I just know her from her books, which are so good. In fact, I just started reading her latest one, The Moon Tells No Lies. See, what I'd really like to do is write romance novels. Everybody who knows me says I'd be really good at it. In fact, a while back, I sent Charlena some ideas, you know, just to see what she thought.
And?
Okay.
She hated them.
Well then.
I'll come back later.
You go, girl.
Huh. Well, we got some new stuff. Probably some
Locked,
stupid way.
naturally. Wonder how you open it.
Probably another stupid way. Trust me.
Wonder
I know
how
the
you're
game.
supposed to get
Probably
this
some
open.
Stupid, obscure way. Yoink! Mine now.
I bet I know what this is for.
So yeah, we've actually done a lot more before.
Looks like a dance floor, maybe?
That's probably something elaborate later on. What the heck? I guess I spell word? They have to be touching too, okay. Huh. Dude. Okay. Well, we got a lot of stuff this time, actually. Like, I did a lot more this time than I thought I would. Okay, but I am gonna call that a video here. We've done a lot. Like, we started the game. We know that we're trying to get to the canyon to find his gold stash. Essentially, we found Lori. We now have a couple different clues that lead us to like what we're supposed to be doing next, which is a lot better than last time. So I'll take that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below if you'd like. I mean, I'd like you to. Leave a comment down below. Like, subscribe, hit the bell if you'd like as well. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!